both Kova and Sora had both had dreams involving flames, and a church, and a ghostly voice that was telling you there is no time, all will burn. But yeah, so Kova, you're planning on going to the church. What are the rest of you doing?
Purely because the dream.
Should we let him go to a cult church by himself?
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
We'll go as your muscle. I mean, Laoban will be the muscle, but we'll also be there.
I have a platypus there now, so that's my muscle.
Oh, fuck.
I was going to say, is this our chance to repair shit?
No.
Oh,
I thought we were going to feign offering the platypus bear to the build a platypus bear CEO.
Yeah, that's what I
as
thought.
an offering for information or a letter.
I am, but we're not going there yet. We're going to church.
All right, church first. Build a platypus bear next.
Yeah, as you arrive, there's quite a serene atmosphere around this place. Despite the sort of constant fire around the edges of the building, it looks like a very ornate, well-built structure. Clearly with some level of history to it. From the information you sort of glean from the little placard near the front, this church was founded approximately 150 years ago by a great prophet who essentially gave news that in 180 years' time the world would burn to ashes. It wasn't particularly nice news. But much like any other religion, the words of hellfire and doom and death and destruction struck people as really, really, inspiring and interesting. So this church was erected in his honor.
Do we know all this? Is there like a plaque outside?
Yeah, that's sort of that was the sort of plaque as you get there, gives you that sort of basic information. Like when you go to like Wales or somewhere, and they'll have a little plaque outside of one of the historic buildings. It's got sort of one of those with them.
Kova's gonna look at that and be like, "Oh shit! It's that kind of coincides with my dream."
Over this way, there's a garden where it seems there are a few monks who are sat in silent prayer. There also seems to be a small little stable. That's a much better word. That's the right word. Correct. But as you sort of approach the entrance, which is like literally just over here, you can see that there's the doors are wide open, and that there are people inside who are apparently celebrating some form of momentous event. So what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna read the sign a couple times over and think.
What color are the doors?
Oh god.
They're red, yeah, they're red.
This must be the place.
Taka, it's the Red Dawn, not the Red Door.
No, it's got a red door.
I was going to say, it's definitely got a red door.
Yeah, it's got a red door.
I told you.
Kova, you do notice that the door is indeed red.
Yeah, I'll just go sign shut up then.
Cool. Shall we just go in then? Is that how this works?
Yeah. I think we should leave the animals outside.
No, fuck it.
I mean, Malcolm can hide in your bosom.
Oh no.
Great.
I broke
I don't think walking in with a platypus bear would be very
constructive.
Oh.
No.
sensible is what I was gonna say.
Why don't you leave them in like that big barn thing over there?
I don't
Put them
trust.
in the fucking stables.
I don't trust this
Stable,
place.
yeah, that's the word. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of don't want to just leave him on his own in a.
I mean,
It's better than leaving him alone.
I mean,
out of the stables.
Did you want to hang out with them with the outside or?
Just
Go get us like horses.
Why don't you just tie him up outside? There's like a post. There's a post over
He
here.
doesn't like getting tied up. It gives him PTSD.
I mean, valid.
Fine.
Perry says. See?
Fine, I'll go put Perry in the stable. Come on, Perry.
Hello.
I don't have to go in there, though, do I?
No, you're alright, don't
I'm
worry.
good where I am.
I'm not fucking sending you with the other
Hopefully
I don't
the
wanna
horses get on with you. There you go.
Right. I honestly don't want to be left with that platypus bear that it
Yeah.
looks like he'll probably eat me.
ones. Got Satan in his eyes, that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Don't like it. Full of hatred.
Well, I mean, he was tormented and tortured. I mean, wouldn't you?
It's not an excuse, though, is it? She can't understand me. I don't know why I'm talking to her. You know.
I mean, yeah, I don't push my trauma on other people. Anyway, why the fuck's there fire around this fucking church?
It's because didn't you just have a breakdown over some fire before? Are you alright?
No, I don't fucking like it. What the fuck's the fire around the side?
I can feel you are beating against me at the moment. Are you alright?
I don't like it, mate. Number one, what's the purpose of that? Why are you setting your church on fucking fire? That's just a hazard there.
No, it's like symbolic, though, isn't it? It's like, you know, it's according to the placard, it's like it's symbolic of the cleansing fire that's gonna you know, wipe out all of humanity. I don't know why they'd be celebrating that. You humans are fucking weird.
Don't like that. No. And the fire is so close to that fucking rose bush as well. I've never seen it garden and the monks are going up in fucking flames.
Shall we head into the red dawn then? Through the red door?
Shall we knock on the red door or shall we just enter? Does anyone want to knock?
See if
The
it's
doors are open. The doors are
let's
open. You
go,
can see
let's go.
inside.
It's open, let's just walk in.
Okay.
Yeah.
The church. We should all be welcome.
So you guys arrive.
Oh god, that is a long peerway. Oh, who's that?
As you
Hello.
guys arrive, a young man is standing by the doorway, and he absolutely beams at you as you walk through the door. Oh, good afternoon to you all. My name is Brother Lucas, and I'm one of the monks here at the Order of the Red Dawn. Is this your first time in our glorious establishment?
Yeah, we've heard so much about you guys.
Oh, have you? What have you heard about us?
That you're pretty great.
Well, that would certainly be, yes, a very bold statement, but you're quite correct. We are one of the most accepting and one of the most versatile religious organizations in Bar Sing Se. What is it that's brought you all here today?
Oh shit. I don't actually know. Guys, what's
I mean, do you mind writing us a letter of recommendation to meet the Earth King?
A letter of recommendation?
Yeah, to see the Earth King. We need one.
I wouldn't have such authority, I'm afraid. That's...
And can you take us to someone who does have that authority?
I mean, Father Satoshi might, but...
And we speak to Father Satoshi.
I mean, he's about to begin a sermon.
Fine, we can watch the sermon. We'll wait until after.
Oh, okay. Well, if you'd like to pull up a pew, you can get yourselves comfortable. If there's any questions you have for me, I'd be willing to answer. I think the sermon's starting in about 5 minutes or so.
Sorry, did you say Father Satoshi?
Father Satoshi, yes.
Ah, okay. Thank you. No, that's it. That's everything.
One thing you notice about Brother Lucas, on either side of his face are two very red and deep burns over each eye.
That ain't the only thing I've noticed.
Actual scorch marks on his face. But he is absolutely beaming and yeah.
I feel like Tackers doesn't have any tact and would definitely point that out to him.
Yeah.
Your face is burnt.
I mean, he definitely would. I'm not gonna lie.
Right now, he's on a mission to get the letter. He'll point out very obvious things later.
Should we go and take a seat then?
Oh yeah, I hope you don't mind, but I left my platypus bear in your stable.
Your platypus bear?
There's also an owl cat there as well.
Okay, no, that's not a should
Just
be
making
a
sure
problem.
nobody eats them or takes them away
Yeah,
for their
It's
hours.
not strictly our stable. It's more of a parking sort of area for people who are visiting the church. So as long as they don't damage. Oh well, yes. They should be okay as long as they don't cause any damage. Though I believe we are insured for that, so it shouldn't be a problem. I'm sure it's fine.
Cool, thank you. Can we just go take a seat?
Yes, please. By all means, sit down wherever you like. There's a few people from all around the city here today, so we got all sorts around here.
Thanks. Guys, should we go further up and maybe listen in on some conversations?
I mean, I'm not fucking with the front of this church because it looks like it's on fucking fire.
Also, I've got
It is
something
very much
to
on fire.
tell you guys.
I'd rather stay towards the exit just in case the place
Yeah,
does
I'm
burn
gonna,
down.
Yeah.
I've learned
I'm
from
gonna
past
back door.
mistakes.
I've got something to tell you guys. So last night, when we all went to bed, I had a bit of a disturbing dream that said something along the lines of "and this world shall burn." That matched up to the plaque outside the church, and the guy at the front. I point at Luke. Is it Lucas?
Yeah.
I point at
Brother
Lucas. Has just told us that his name, the lead father's name, is Father Satoshi, which is, if I, means ash. And it says the world will burn to ash, and I'm quite concerned.
I mean, I've also been having dreams of like Scylla and Blake being friends on a boat.
I thought I woke. Well, I think I did wake up, and I literally saw someone dead in front of me, telling me, "And this world shall burn to ash." So I'm quite concerned. Yeah.
So that's kind of suspicious.
And the fact that the dates line up, and with the plaque outside, and the fact that the leader is called Ash is just...
I'm sure it's all coincidence.
I don't like that
I mean,
at all.
Taka, you haven't had your life almost taken from you in the last couple days that we've been here.
Yet.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was mainly talking to you, Lauba, and I knew Taka wouldn't get it, but yeah, it's quite disturbing.
Yeah, I don't like that either. That's a bit ominous, especially for everything to line up that easily.
So just maybe, I mean, Hiyue is clearly still not talking to me, but maybe go and if when we get a tiny bit closer, maybe tell Hiyue as well, because
I'm nowhere near you. I fucked off to the front.
Yeah.
I wanted to get good seats.
You're currently sat next to actually one of the students from the Turtle Duck house who's sat here, and he's sort of he's eating popcorn. Sort of turns to you and offers you the bag.
Yeah, cool. I'm sat here eating popcorn with him. That sounds good.
It's part of my theology major. This place is meant to be full of sort of history, and it's really interesting. Also, they give you free popcorn, so that's pretty good too.
That is pretty good. All right, thanks for hitting me up. It sounds super interesting down here, though. We just came in because we want to talk to the main guy, but they said.
Oh, do you mean that Father Satoshi guy?
Yeah, that guy.
That guy he's really boring. I've heard him do his speeches. Yeah, he's all pyrotechnics. He's also, but he's got a really bland voice, and he's not really showstopper. But yeah, lots of history in this place. Really fun.
You'll have to catch me up on bits that I don't understand. I'm not really from Barsensei. I'm from the rural area. I don't get to the city much.
No, well, I can. Well, yeah, I'm writing my thesis on these guys, so I can give you the download. Don't worry.
Oh, nice, thanks.
Cool.
I'm moving slowly towards the front. I'm just gonna walk past Hiyue as they have that conversation with the dude, and just kind of look at them okay then. And
just jealous of my popcorn.
Yeah, totally. And I'm gonna get as close as I can. Are these guys doing anything in particular?
So these monks are standing, and they're all staring blankly ahead.
Cool.
None of them are moving. And as you get closer to them, you can see that each individual monk has a burn mark on their face over at least one of their eyes.
Interesting.
Can I see that from where I'm sat?
Probably they're quite far away. You could possibly sort of make out that there's something on their face, but again, you're like a good 30-40 feet away from them, so it might be a little difficult to tell from where you are. They are all wearing hoods as well.
Is it possible to talk to them, or are they literally just in a trance kind of thing?
You can try talking to them.
Hey, hi. I'm going to talk to this one here. Hey, hi.
Their eyes focus on you, and they look at you very blankly.
I was wondering if I could speak to Father Satoshi.
They don't respond.
Cool. Can I squidge through and try and see if I can talk to another one?
As they sort of look at you, and as you sort of attempt to move past them, they hold a hand out to you and shake their heads.
Oh, okay, cool, thanks.
From over here, you hear this fire lord, this fire noble, snort at you.
Why the snort?
Do you think you can just barge in here and just get an audience with Father Satoshi? Some of us have been waiting here for weeks.
I sigh and kind of think, oh my god, I'm going to have to use the avatar card again, and that's exactly what I do. I'm like, well, I am the son of the avatar, so.
Well, the avatar's dead, so unless you're going to get a recommendation of a corpse, I don't think many people will care.
Fair enough. Cool. I'm gonna assess the situation.
Okay.
Doink. Cool. I'm gonna ask, is there anything I can do to get to talk to Father Satoshi, from where I am?
You've been informed when you came in that he is about to do a sermon, which is why everyone is assembled for it. So you realise that maybe now isn't the best time to be barging through trying to get an audience with him.
Yeah.
As he's about to be addressing a large number of people.
Okay.
You can sort of see that he is standing on the top of a large stage, and around him plumes of fire are erupting.
Okay.
But he's staring ahead rather sort of serenely.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go back to the guys, to Taka and Alban, and explain to them that he's gonna do a sermon, and you guys won't be able to hear a thing from back here. So we should probably get a bit closer if we have any chance of talking to him.
I mean, I don't want to be indoctrinated into a cult, personally speaking.
I mean, you'd have to be pretty gullible to be indoctrinated into a cult.
This is Taka.
You can't hear us. Go away. I mean, yeah.
Fine, I'll talk to my Earth Kingdom friend. God.
I mean, Laoban will make sure that you aren't indoctrinated, and so will I, Taka.
So do you come out here quite often then?
No, it's my first time visiting. It seems pretty good. Why are there Fire Nation people here?
Fire, innit?
It kind of attracts them, yeah.
So, I think some of them, see it as sort of part of their cultural heritage in some way, but,
Oh, yeah, we've got a firebender friend who's just obsessed with fire.
Firebending isn't allowed in here. That's like a big rule. It's a big no-no. You've got to make sure your friend knows that.
Oh, shit, yeah, I should probably let him know that. It's not the brightest spark. But, yeah.
Bright spark. Funny.
Jesus Christ. Sorry, I shouldn't say the Lord's name invaded a church, but, guys, are we going up front?
No, absolutely not. I'm fucking staying here. Thank you very much. I appreciate the sentiment.
I mean,
I'm not
the
doing
place is literally on fire. I'd rather be by the open doorway where the nice breeze is.
I just run down and be like,
sitting at the back,
Taka. Hey, Taka. You can't use firebending in here, okay? No matter what, don't use firebending.
I look around at all the fire around me and say, I don't think I need to.
Okay, good. But hey, if you come to the front, there's like free popcorn. So, see you guys.
Oh shit,
I go
okay, do you know
sit back
what?
next to my guy.
No, bring some over.
Is it possible to sit in the front seat?
You could sit. Yeah, you can sit in the front seat, like over there. That's fine.
Hi, my name's Taka. I'm in front of you. I've heard there's popcorn here.
Oh, yeah. It's quite a lot.
Oh, nice. Can I grab a bag?
Yeah, and he like brings the bag over to you.
You know what? This stuff is pretty good.
Yeah, it's oh, sorry, I've got some cut in my teeth. No, it's just all right. Yeah, it's probably one of the pools, really. For a lot of the students, especially.
I had some the other day that this professor made, and like he put some stuff on it called salted caramel. Tasted amazing. It's really sticky.
Professor Henri?
Yeah, it's him.
Oh, he's great. He's great.
He's so cool.
He's so cool. Yeah, I'm a big fan of his, honestly. I thought about switching over to his class, but I'm a theology major, so it doesn't really.
Yeah, I imagine that'd be a big headache to transfer across.
Doesn't really. Yeah, it's not really the. Yeah, not really. I've spent 2 years on theology as well, so to switch over
you've
now.
You've invested so much time in it. You don't want to back out now, do you?
Well, exactly, and that's why that's why I'm here today. It's just it's so fascinating, this place, honestly.
So with your thesis and stuff, do you get a special talk-in with Satoshi?
Oh, I wish. Well, I'm hoping to.
What do you have to do to get a just a conversation with that guy? He seems pretty cool.
Difficult, honestly. He's one of these guys that has a sort of inner circle. You see those guys up there with all the burns on their faces. That's a thing.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Is that what it is? I thought they all had like really bad acne or something, and I didn't want to make them self-conscious about it. So apparently,
as part of the cleansing ritual, they call it, it burns away. They burn away all your past sins by searing the flesh on your left eye.
So if I don't have any past sins, they don't need to sear my eye.
Well, the sins, everyone has past sins. They're one of these sort of but they're one of these churches that believe in a sort of original sin, a sort of collective human sin, and that we all have, we all carry that. It's their belief. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you yourself are a sinful person. They just think that every single person.
I'm just not going to judge them, I guess. No,
exactly. You see the do you see the guy who's back there? The sort of really chirpy guy.
Yeah, Lucas. Yeah, we met him.
He's got burns on either side of his face. He's basically.
He must have been really sinful.
Well, the assumption is that obviously Father Satoshi gave him the first one, and the second one he did himself.
I mean, yeah, that guy did give off some really weird vibes. Maybe he enjoyed it.
Maybe. He's quite an important person here. I reckon if you were wanting to get an audience, he'd be your avenue.
I mean, all things considered, he seems a lot nicer than the Earth Kingdom noble we had to deal with for the last couple of days.
Is that Banner?
Yeah, you know him.
Oh god, I hate that guy so much.
I'd rather be indoctrinated into a cult than have to hang out with Bano.
Oh god, you hung out with him? Oh, I used to work.
By proxy, my friend had a romantic thing with him, I guess. Don't know how. Oh
really?
Yeah.
I just about hear you and turn over and give you a complete stink eye. Dude, come on.
No, yeah, he's an absolute dick. Honestly, I actually worked there for a while, just cleaning their dorms, and he's the worst, honestly.
Yeah,
not just the comments, but the stuff he does.
Yeah, I mean, we won a platypus bear in gambling. Well, that's pretty cool.
We are planning on releasing the platypus bear back to its natural habitat. Once we use it to barter with the CEO of Build a Platypus Bear.
Wow, you've got some.
I'm not happy about the middle step, but it's necessary.
Everyone else is doing. We need a recommendation so we can go talk to the king. Long story short, that's why we need to go talk to Satoshi. But that'd be difficult. It's a rough time.
Do you mind if I finish off this bag of popcorn?
Oh, no, we can get some more.
Oh, nice.
As I said, he points over to a table at the side, and it's just piles of it, over a vat where they sort of cooking and rolling it out.
So you said that we can't firebend in here. Is there like a specific reason for that? Like, there's firebenders everywhere. So
again, it all comes down to the actual law of this religion. They believe that fire is something that is sacred, and for you to try and control it, you're essentially trying to control their god.
You're really bad at firebending, and you can't control it.
I mean, theoretically, everyone's bad at firebending.
Bad is a matter of perspective. What if a firebender can only dial things up to 11 and can't turn back his firebending? That's not bad firebending. That just means he's giving it his all every time.
So you're just sort of amplifying fire instead of controlling it?
Like, I mean, more or less, he's just constantly blasting out maximum power. Can't really do
subtlety. The thing about fire is that its very nature is that it's chaotic. It's something that spreads quickly and it destroys as it goes. The way the Order sees it, that fire is a force of good. It cleanses, the badness that it burns. So
it can also cauterize wounds.
Yeah, there's good qualities, and without fire, humanity will never have been able to become what we are today. It's an important.
Or make popcorn.
Thing in life. Or make popcorn, definitely. Or cook food in general. That's really important. It's been as important to us as the very water in the ocean, and I think that's why these guys sort of worship it the way they do.
Damn, you're gonna ace that thesis.
I've been working on it for 2 years now. I'm hoping that I can then carry it through to a doctorate. This place is fascinating, honestly.
Yeah, you know so much about it. I'm so glad I sat next to you.
Yeah, really fortunate, isn't it?
Yeah, very fortunate. It's like it's fate.
Around that point, the fires around the podium begin to settle, and a rather meek and shrouded-looking man steps out of his, steps up from his seat, and takes a step down from the podium. So a single sort of step forward. He looks across at the congregation, and the monks begin to part. Brothers and sisters, it is with great jubilation that I greet you all here today.
Oh, you're right. He has such a boring voice.
Yeah, but he's fascinating. Honestly, just give him time. Give him time. For the past 150 years, this church has been a pillar of Ba Sing Se, supporting the impoverished, curing the sick, and burning away all the sins of our brothers and sisters. Before me today are 6 of my closest sons. They have devoted their lives to this church this day. I will look out to my future children, many of whom I see are new faces today. Do we have any volunteers? Anyone who wishes be baptized by these flames? At that point, the Fire Nation noble at the front clears his throat. Father, I have been waiting for this opportunity for weeks now. I believe that if there is anyone who is worthy, it is me. Father Satoshi squints at the noble and slowly nods his head. I believe the fire could very much benefit a man of your upbringing. Come over, my son. Step towards the flame. The noble takes a step out of his seat and looks back at Kova smugly and steps through. The wall of flame parts as he steps towards Father Satoshi.
Did a firebender do that, or is that the fire's
I think
got its own will?
he is a firebender doing that.
So, Father Satoshi, as the sort of Grand Pope, he is the only one that is allowed to firebend, as he is essentially controlling the spirit of the fire.
So he's on like the same level as God?
Essentially, yeah. He's essentially the conduit of their god. So he's able to use those powers freely. Now watch this, and I'm going to tell you this is going to be... I just hope you guys aren't too squeamish. It's a little full on.
He always just like so invested shoveling popcorn.
You're
like, oh my god.
The nobleman gets down on his knees and undoes his shirt, and starts taking off the top half of his clothing. Father Satoshi rests a hand on the top of his head. My son, please speak your name. My name is Makoto. Brother Makoto. Why is it that you wish to join our order? Well, I understand that the cleansing flame can do much for a man of my background. It could give me opportunities that I may not have had before. Certainly it could. But you must be ready to rid yourself of all of life's baggage. You must set aside your wealth, set aside your power. To become a brother of this order, you must be ready to give your life to the flame. Are you ready to do that, Brother Makoto? He thinks on this for a moment and looks back at Father Satoshi. I am ready. I am ready, yes. I'm ready to give myself to this order. He bows his head. Father Satoshi traces his face and rests his hand over his left eye.
Oh, God.
Let the flames of our Lord rid you of the burdens of all mortal sin. At that moment, his fingers begin to spark. As a plume of flame erupts from the ends of his fingertips, there is a loud as the smell of scorched, burning flesh erupts through the air. Plumes of smoke flying out as the young nobleman clutches his face and rolls on the ground. The fire around him catching the sides of his the sides of his arms, burning the hairs on the back of his hands. Father Satoshi takes another step forward. With both hands, he parts the flames further as the nobleman lies face first on the ground, clutching his face, sobbing uncontrollably. It appears there was more sin than I thought there would be, but you are now rid of it. He clicks his fingers as the monks approach. Together they move over the nobleman and they remove his remaining clothing, despite his not including his underwear, and get him out.
Keep it PG-12
and wrap a cloak over his shoulders.
Cobra is like really fighting his instinct to like go and help that noble. Like but he knows that if he messes this up, then we're not going to get the signature. And he's already screwed stuff up with Bano, so he doesn't want to let the group down again.
The monks begin applying a salve to his face, and you can already see that the expression on his face, which was once smug, sort of indignant, has been replaced with the same rather neutral expression that the other monks have. Father Satoshi reaches a hand out to him. The nobleman turns and takes his hand. Brother Makoto, you have been reborn through the flames this day. Please, stand with your brothers. This day will be your new birth. And the monks stand aside as the noble stands among them, staring somewhat blankly ahead, just like the rest of them. I apologize to anyone who also wished to join our order this day. The holy power vested in me makes me weak. There is only so much I can do each time. But if you do wish to join our order, then I do encourage you to return.
Chaka leans over to Huey and says, I think I can take him.
He stands back up to the podium and sits down in a small chair, essentially, like a very ornamental looking chair. And he raises his hands, and the fire erupts, and a wall of fire envelops him, and he disappears from view.
Damn, that guy does have showmanship.
Wait, we needed to talk to him.
What did you guys think? It was a lot, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, one of our friends has fire-related PTSD, so I'm glad our other friend didn't get a front row seat for that.
Oh well, you left someone to look after her then, right? You didn't. That would have been really traumatizing for her otherwise.
I imagine it would be, yeah, but
we didn't think of that. But
you had popcorn and she didn't.
Yeah, popcorn wins.
That's okay.
She's got her emotional support turtle duck with her though.
Let's cut to Laoban. Laoban, you watched this all from a distance, but you could still make out what was happening, and even from where you were, you could still hear the screaming of that nobleman as his flesh was seared. How is Laoban feeling at this point?
Laoban's absolutely shitting herself. I can't even lie. She's borderline shaking, just losing her shit at the back. She is not prepared for this. She's just full on absolute panic. Just wants to get out, but is frozen in fear.
Whilst you're sort of staring ahead, you hear sort of soft footsteps behind you. You turn to see Brother Lucas approaching you. Are you doing okay? I could see you were kind of shaky during that sermon.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm fine.
Do you mind if I take a seat next to you?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. I just couldn't help but notice, we do get some people when they come to this church in the first place, they have some anxieties. Obviously, there's a lot of fire, and to them, fire is a destructive force. It is something that has caused a lot of pain and suffering. Is that something you've experienced?
Yeah, there was an incident a while ago. I can't picture when, I don't remember, but I just remember the flames. And I can't. They were everywhere, they just surrounded me, and I don't know.
And yet you're sitting here to this day, surrounded by flames, completely unharmed, unhurt. You see, this church represents all aspect of the flame. It is through fire that we as humans are brought to life. It is through fire that our bodies often leave this world. The fire is an encompassing spark. It is our entire existence. I understand your anxieties. I was once very much the same. But when I learned to face the flame and accept that within us, within all of us, there is this spark, there is this fire, that we weren't afraid of the flame, we were afraid of that part of us, that primal part of us that is so heavily connected to it. Now, I don't want to make any assumptions about your past or anything like that. I understand your apprehension. But just know this is a safe place, and everybody who has joined and everybody who has accepted this blessing, they did so of their own free will.
Oh no, is Laoban getting sucked into a cult?
Obviously, if you need some time to yourself, I don't want to intrude any further, but if you do need anything, I'll be just by the entrance.
Thank you. No, I really appreciate you making sure I'm okay.
He gives you sort of a gentle pat on the shoulder and stands up from the seat. Yeah, walks back to the entrance. So what is actually no, what's Kova doing? So he's at his seat.
Oh, okay. Perfect timing, sorry, I nipped on there. I'm gonna go and speak to one of the monks, I guess, and be like,
sure.
Can I please see Father Satoshi? It's very important.
Okay, which one are you talking to?
Let's go for this one. Right near where I was sat.
The monk looks at you, and their neutral expression is now relaxed into a much more sort of just standard expression. They look like just a perfectly normal person, despite the burn on their face. And as you approach, they sort of give you a very, let's say, professional smile. Yes, can I help you at all?
Yeah, I was wondering if I could have a word with Father Satoshi.
Oh, that would be very difficult. Father Satoshi would probably be, sleeping at this point. He's often tired out by his sermons, passing on the power of the flame in such a way, it is very exhausting for him. He often doesn't socialize.
It was more concerning a dream I had last night. Or a
dream?
Vision. Yeah, I was in the university campus, and yeah, I woke up, or I thought I woke up to a figure at the end of my bed telling me that all shall burn repeatedly. And upon coming here, I saw the plaque outside of the church and thought I should talk to him.
So a dream is certainly can, from what I've read in the great texts, is that they can be prophetic at times, especially if you do have a more of a spiritual connection. Whether it relates to our church, I mean, we are a religion of flame. We are as the Order of the Red Dawn. We do believe that this world will end in flame, just as it began. some of us have different opinions on when exactly that will happen. Some of us think it could happen tomorrow. Some of us think it could happen 30 years from now. I believe that one day it will occur, but probably not within our lifetime. But we need to...
From the plaque saying that someone had predicted it was going to happen this year, and myself and my friends have travelled to Ba Sing Se from the Fire Nation. I myself have travelled around the world. Never got to Ba Sing Se before now, but yeah, and it's the fact that quite a few strange things have been happening to us. I won't delve into details, we haven't got time for that. But yeah, and it's the fact that one of my friends was... we almost died in a fire, we thought someone caused it, and then, this dream happens, and I just thought I needed to speak to Father Satoshi to get his guidance, I guess.
No, certainly, I understand. I myself wouldn't have the authority to do that. If you are wanting to gain an audience, you would either need to become a member yourself, or seek an audience elsewhere. I believe Brother Lucas has some connections. He's probably the closest to him of all of us. Perhaps if you spoke with him, he could arrange something, but I couldn't guarantee anything. You must understand that Father Satoshi doesn't really speak with anyone outside of ourselves and Brother Lucas. And even then, he mostly only speaks during his sermons.
Okay, well, thank you for hearing me out.
Not at all. And if you are interested, if you do have any questions, we're here to answer them to the best of our abilities.
Thank you. Cool. I kind of sigh, like really defeated, because I kind of bullshitted, half bullshitted my way through that. Like, yeah, I'm so concerned, because I'd say that Kova personally isn't too bothered about the dream, because obviously he doesn't know Sora's had a dream like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's not too bothered. He was just like, oh, I thought that'd be a way to get into the guys. But yeah, I'm gonna go and check on Laoban and be like, yeah, guys, have you seen Laoban after the sermon?
Oh, we should probably go check on her.
Yeah, probably. I didn't realize there'd be so much fire and screaming. I wouldn't have sat that close.
Anyway, do you want to bring your friend along as well?
I also spoke to one of the guys, one of the monk dudes with the scars on their faces, and they said that the easiest way for us to talk to the Satoshi is through Brother Lucas. So I guess
I could literally go up there and firebend the flames out the way, and we can talk to him right now. But I guess we can do that. Probably less intrusive.
I'm gonna say no to that. I'm gonna veto that action, Taco.
Yeah, look, the guy we just met literally just said firebending's like not allowed here.
They know. I mean, didn't Hiwe run back?
Yeah, but like also, I'm the only firebender here. Who's gonna stop me? That dude is tired after doing one trick.
I don't know that, and I'd rather not have a really angry Sora when we go back to the.
That is very true. Angry Sora is not someone I want to deal with.
Enough. I don't think we should.
This guy's from the Turtle Duck campus and is doing his thesis on these guys, so he knows so much about them. He told us that
halfway across the church.
Yeah, are you still with him?
Oh yeah, sorry.
We're bringing him along to meet Laoban.
Yeah, I was trying to bring him along, but I can't move him.
Oh, are you bringing him along as well?
Yeah, we're going to introduce him. He apparently seems to know a lot of exposition.
Sorry, we won't get to name him.
Sorry, I was...
Sorry, I'm trying to stop the cat jumping out the frickin' window.
Hey, Laoban, how are you doing? You've made a friend. He's got popcorn. I offer some.
Yeah, I'm good. Don't worry. Brother Lucas came over and had a chat. I'll be fine. I just need to get out of here. Now.
There is actually a garden outside. There's still a bit of fire there, but it's obviously not as much surrounding with that, so it could work, right?
Yes, please. That would be amazing.
All
Yeah, that was a bit much.
right. Yeah, so you guys will step back out into sort of outdoors section. Yeah. As you sort of leave, and Laoban, as soon as you step outside, the air feels so cool and just fresh. And even though there's fire nearby, there's obviously nowhere near as much. So just that overwhelming sort of like weight that was on your chest just lifts as soon as you step outside.
Feel better, Laoban?
Yeah, that was too much. No. Didn't like that.
Can I dig in my pocket and find some like leftover bread, I guess, from like to give to Zhao and give it to Malcolm for Laoban to feed Malcolm to make her feel better?
Yes.
Would that count as comfort and support?
Potentially, I guess.
I'll watch me and me like fail completely.
You know, you don't have to roll comfort and support to comfort someone in game. Like, you could just it's only if you're trying to like heal them through it. It's like you could just do something comforting to and then Shannon can decide whether she feels comforted as a player. That's more, you know, leaning more towards the role play, I guess. I don't think we've had combat in like 5 sessions. It's been a while.
I mean, I'm ready to initiate it at any given moment.
Yeah, apparently. I'm no longer asking.
Did you say yes to fatigue?
Oh, I don't have any. I'm good.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Kova's not giving you any bread.
Fuck you.
I'll still give Laoban bread, but there was no point in the roll. Sorry.
Better be bread. We're handing out bread. I'm ready for some bread.
I mean, you're always fucking ready for some bread.
I'm always ready for bread. When am I not ready for bread? Are you all right though?
No.
You were talking to that lad. Is he? You reckon he's all right?
I have no idea. I'm a shit judge of character with religious types.
You know, that's what you know about these sort of cults though. You'll have the one that's like this, you know, the one gives all the sermons and is all weird and kooky, and then you got the one that's kind of, you know, all friendly and nice, and then the face of it all, you know, they're the ones that like draw them in. And then, you know,
sense, though.
Yeah, well, that's how they get in your head. They make you think that you understand it. You don't want to get mixed up in it.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, what do I know? I'm a turtle duck. I'm not a cult leader. But just be wary, all right?
Yeah,
it's firemen. So the student has sort of like followed you guys outside, and it's sort of like stood sort of awkwardly next to you now, like, you know, when you're hanging out with a friend group and you don't really know any of them, but you sort of just
this is
rolling back and forth on his heels.
Myself. I'm Taka, that's Hue, that's Kova. I don't see you have a nameplate.
Oh, we've already introduced ourselves to them.
No, not me and Laoban.
Yeah, they are.
No, but he didn't have to reintroduce me and Taka.
Sorry, my name's Shoto.
Well, nice to meet you, Shoto.
What was that?
Everyone has a scar on their left eye, and then you call him frickin' Shoto. Are you kidding me? You know damn well.
You were awfully cold in there as well when the whole fire thing was going off. Like, cold as ice even, I'd say.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah, he's doing his thesis on this, so he knows loads about this cult.
So I imagine you'd be a great person to ask if we want to know more about this Red Door place.
The Red Door. Oh, the Red Dawn. Yeah. So I've been, as I said, I've been working on my thesis, so I've got quite a lot of information on them. Probably, I mean, there's still lots that I don't know personally. I mean, trying to like piece it all together gets very difficult, honestly. But yeah, it's something I've been absolutely fascinated by for absolutely years.
How long have these guys even been around the Earth Kingdom?
I think they were founded about 150 years ago. They were founded by the great prophet Toda. He was What now?
I'm fucking losing it, mate. Why are you doing this?
Don't worry about it.
Let me guess, his partner Roki.
No, shut up.
Sorry, Corey. Continue.
He predicted that there was this great flame that would erupt through the lands, scorching absolutely everything and burning away all but a select few. The chosen ones, essentially.
We've heard that the king is quite fond of the Red Dawn.
Well,
does he believe in the great cleansing?
I think a lot of it plays into, and I don't want to be this guy, but I think it plays into classism. A lot of the aristocrats see themselves as a different breed of human, almost. They think that they're better than all the rest of us, and because of that, they, represent the pure, the ones that will be left behind when it all.
I'm pretty sure the ones that will be left behind are the 1/4 of the population of the entire planet that can actually bend the fire out the way.
Maybe. I don't know.
Or maybe the 1/4 of them that can bend water to stop the fire. Or the other quarter that can bend the air to neutralize the fire.
No comment.
I can see why this cult started off in the Earth Kingdom.
When Toda came to this city, he essentially informed everyone of the prophecy ahead. He also predicted quite a lot of other stuff. He sort of made a name for himself as a fortune teller. He predicted many great historic events years before they happened. So he had a lot of credibility in how prophetic he was. But whether you believe all of that, I mean, it's 150 years ago. We can't say for sure. Documentation wasn't great back then, and we've had lots of kings that have burnt a lot of text since then. So a lot of things get lost to history. But this is what they believe, They believe that essentially his last big prediction is the one that they sort of built their religion around. This cleansing fire that will burn away all the sinners and leave only the pure and the bad, But they've done good, since arriving.
I don't think that will ever happen unless, maybe the Fire Nation attacked another nation, but when is that ever going to happen?
Well, exactly. But yeah, the church itself does a lot of good for the community. Through the donations that are made to the church are usually put straight back into the city itself. They have a great push for education, helping quite a lot of, especially like orphan children, get some form of education.
What would it take to get him to give an orphan child a letter of recommendation to meet the Earth King?
An orphaned child?
That may be 19 years old at this point of time.
Well, I don't think that's quite a child then.
Still a teenager.
Very. What? Who is are you this child?
I might be.
You speak of. Okay. I don't think he would just give you a letter of recommendation. Why do you need this letter anyway?
We have a friend. Her name is Sora. She's very demanding and wants to meet the Earth King. Trust
me,
you do not want to get on the bad side.
I imagine I wouldn't. No. But
I know her. She works in research at the university. She works under the professor with yeah, that one.
She works with Professor Henry. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I might have seen her around. But no, I don't. I don't really know how you'd get an audience with Father Satoshi. He's a bit elusive, honestly. It's difficult to get to see him at the best of times. Even I think he only really comes out during his sermons.
Yeah, that's what the is it brothers and sisters at the front were saying, that he, even within his inner circle, I think the only person that really has any contact with him is the guy that we met coming
Between you and me, I think don't think he's of the best of health. He might
need a what are they called? Not a doctor. Shit.
A healer?
Yeah, a healer. You don't think he might need a bit of a,
maybe one that's got some spirit water.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
the son of the
potentially. I
Avatar.
can't.
You know how to talk to these people, right? You've been with these people.
I mean, I don't know for certain. All I've seen is that the last few weeks that I've sort of been here, he is looking very pale and very. I mean, he's not the youngest of men either.
I mean, I think if we go up to Brother Lucas and say, hey, we've got a Northern Water Tribe healer with a bottle of spirit water that can probably do some good for Father Satoshi here, we might get fast-tracked in.
I mean, you're happy to tag along. You could ask him some questions as well. Imagine what that'll do to your thesis.
Yeah, think about the research you can get.
That would be
we'll get him
huge,
to,
definitely.
Sign the health record, of course.
You can help us, like, with all the rules and stuff of the cult, so we don't get in trouble.
I mean, I can tag along with you if you wish. Being able to actually speak with him, that would certainly be an honor. Sorry, this is. I never thought that I'd get such an opportunity.
We just want to help you do your best thesis possible.
And maybe get a signature.
And also further our own ambitions, of course.
Yeah. Cool. So we head back in and talk to Lucas?
Sounds like a good plan. Laoban, are you okay going back inside?
Or would you rather hang out with the animals in the stable?
I mean, listen, that sounds very therapeutic. Can't lie, but also I don't want to leave you guys in there by yourselves.
Yeah, right.
Weird
that's
people.
You said you spoke to Lucas as well.
I mean,
so.
I think there's like a bush that way. There's a path leading into the bush, so maybe there's like a garden around the side or something. You can go and have a nice sit with Malcolm.
Yes, the church gardens are considered very therapeutic. I hear. I've sat out there a couple of times myself. Monks often use it for their prayers.
I think we should take Laoban into the burning church again and not let her get indoctrinated by the monks outside, just in case they try to take advantage of someone clearly suffering from PTSD, like certain churches are known to do.
I mean, it's up to Laoban. We can't force her to go into a church. Especially when there's fire surrounding it, it's not really fair on her.
Personally, I think
on the outside.
It should be obviously up to your friend what she wants to do. I'd assume. Sorry, not that I'm wanting to step in or anything, but
yeah,
Well, if you don't, I'll come out with you. Just as you know, I can't. I need to be fair with Hills. Hiwe or Taka will come out with you.
Yeah, I'll stay out here actually. As much as I want to make sure you guys are alright, I can't do that again.
Go for it. Take a stroll around the garden. Give Malcolm a bit more bread. I reach into my pocket and give her another, I guess the end of a crusty
Oh
loaf.
no, there's bread there. There's bread. I can smell it already.
Hand it to Laoban and be like, yeah, there you go. Go and sit and feed Malcolm. Have a chat with him, whatever you do with him,
Oh yeah, Shoto, that Turtle can talk, but only to Laoban. Just make sure he's on the same page as everyone here.
Oh, I didn't want to get him. If you
it's easier to not ask questions.
I've found that. Yeah, definitely. I'm not. Not going to ask any questions that I don't really want the answer to. Honestly.
Cool. So
no offense,
it's a fucking mental case.
We'll
yeah, 100%.
We'll see you in a bit, hopefully with signature from El Satoshi.
Good luck, you guys.
Cool. Be safe, though, yeah.
So everyone but Laoban and Malcolm are heading back in then.
I guess so.
Okie dokie. We'll jump back into the church then. And as you enter, Brother Lucas is sort of leaning against the pillar, sort of looking through some pamphlets. And as you walk back in, he he grins from ear to ear as you enter again. Oh, it's really good to see you all again. I thought, did you enjoy the sermon? And is your friend okay? I saw that she was a little shaken up by it. I tried to just talk to her to see if she was okay. I didn't want to overstep any boundaries with that, obviously. But
She'll be fine. She's having a walk in the gardens. So
Yeah, thanks for checking on her for us.
Yeah.
not at all. How can I help all of you today?
Our friend, this dude, I can't remember his name. Shoto.
Toto.
Yeah.
Said that Father Satoshi might be in need of a small bit of healing. I'm actually a healer from the Northern Water Tribe,
Oh,
and was wondering if he needed any, even just pain relief.
now Father Satoshi is a very private man. Now, with regards to healing, I don't know what your friend. No, it was just I've seen that he's been looking. He's been looking what? Just a little,
Different to how he usually is. He's doing his thesis on your religion. So he's been here studying you guys for quite a while. He's just worried.
Okay. Well, if I'm honest, Father Satoshi is a private man. He's always been a private man. Even from before I was here, he was always a
It's
man
fine.
that
That's
very
why
much
healer-patient
kept to himself.
confidentiality is like a thing in Northern Water
I-
Tribes.
I just need him to sign an NDA, and I won't say a word of anything.
Right. Okay. And is there some sort of cost? Is there a price for something? This
No,
sort of-
no.
of course not. No, I just want to. I don't like seeing. I like seeing people well. All
I
he'd need to
understand.
do would be to sign the paperwork.
No, I that's very good of you, honestly. I can see if I can get you some form of audience with him, but I can't guarantee anything at the same time.
That's
Could
fine.
you,
We're just here to
Give
help.
us one moment, guys. I'm just gonna shuffle back this way. Do I drop the avatar, son of the avatar card on him?
I mean, you might have to.
Oh,
He
well,
doesn't look
everyone
he's
else.
biting anytime soon.
You could be like any weird healer, so you might, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
do it. Name drop.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you can if it helps him. I mean, I'm not just any Northern Water Tribe healer. I am actually the son of Avatar Kuruk, and have been trained in various.
Avatar Kuruk, I didn't know he had children. That's
Yeah, a lot of people don't.
Long story.
He probably has a few more than me, but we won't go into that.
oh, as in you have children yourself?
No.
Oh, you mean you might have other? Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Huh.
Stop it.
Well, yes. I mean, if you have such power, that is certainly something that would be sought after. I do have to warn you. His chambers are a little less than orthodox.
That's fine. I've travelled around the world and seen multiple, a myriad of chambers. So
Those
Go
that
for it.
sit with him are usually already indoctrinated into the church. It may not be essential for you to be, especially given your background, but I'm just warning that he is not used to sitting with those that are not already followers, as it were.
Well, this is why we thought we'd bring along a friend who, pretty much other than having the ceremony himself, knows everything there is to know.
Well, not everything. There's still a lot that I would want to learn. I wouldn't want to say that I am an expert in any regard, really. I just, I've studied this for quite a while, and as they've mentioned, I've been working on my thesis surrounding this. So, any opportunity to get any further information, Well, certainly. We have many pamphlets that I'd be happy to go through. Oh, well, I assure you I've read through all of them. I've been using them and referenced quite a few of them, actually. Oh, so we're wanting more sort of words directly from the man himself, as it were.
I think that would be a dream of his, to get words straight from the leader. If
it's not too much trouble, obviously. I don't want to cause any trouble. It's a passion project more than anything. So, well, that's good to see people enthusiastic. Honestly, even outside of the church itself. Give me a few minutes. I'll go have a look. I'll see if I can arrange something.
Yeah, of course. Thank you very much.
Brother Lucas steps off.
So, guys, we need a slip where we need to put a bit of paper in front of the other bit of paper, in order for him to stamp what he believes to be an NDA, but is actually also a
what if we just rewrite the whole thing after he signed it?
Wait, so what, you're planning on tricking him?
No. He's still signing the NDA.
Yeah, he's signing. What if we put it in as a clause in the NDA?
Taka, that's actually a really good idea.
Wait, Taka had a good idea? What's going on?
Wow.
So I don't quite understand still. You're wanting to see the king, is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's fine. You don't need to know. You don't need to know any of it. The less you know, the better, probably.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
I mean,
sorry,
if you want to find out more, go to youtube.com/avatarobi and catch up on the previous episodes. Or listen to Spotify instead.
On Spotify? You mean I can listen to it in an audio format with?
You can.
And I can switch off. I can switch off the display on my phone, and I'd just be able to watch however.
Yes, while you're multitasking and doing other activities like your busy self would be doing.
So even if I were putting together like some form of Dungeons and Dragons campaign, I could just have it on in the background.
You absolutely
and
can.
have every opportunity to listen into it. That's so convenient. I will definitely visit Spotify and find Avatar Obi on Spotify to catch up with this great adventure.
But yeah, anyway.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Anyway.
That was a very good plug. Yeah.
That was expert. That was
expert level. But yeah, Taka had a good idea. Fancy that.
Okay.
Oh, and Laoban missed it.
He's never going to believe it.
No, I mean, maybe if we both, Hiwe and I both tell her. Maybe.
After some time, Brother Lucas returns. And sort of stands with you for a moment. So I've spoken with Father Satoshi. He was a little apprehensive, I'll admit. But then he had something of a coughing fit, and I think he then realised that perhaps something like this could be beneficial for him. Sorry, he's not talking in the right accent. Fuck that up. He realised that he's this could be extremely beneficial for him, so I can look to get something arranged for you, but it might not be straight away today. Is there?
Yeah, I mean,
do you need to speak with him today?
I mean,
it's not a massive rush.
Would be, ideal, but no. If he's too tired, let him rest, and maybe.
I mean,
tomorrow
we could. I mean, you could. I suppose you could wait later this evening. I can see if I can put something together.
Yeah, that would.
Honestly, I think it'd be beneficial for him. I think he's just trying to put it off.
Yeah. Well, it gives you time to draft up the NDA then as well. Make sure everything's in order.
Certainly. I mean, if you'd like to stay on the grounds, we've got. We don't really have much in the way of accommodation, but we've got the gardens. You can sit out there for a bit if you'd like. I can see if I can get something put together and see if I can get him to meet with you as quickly as possible. Honestly.
Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, do what you can. We'll like I said, like you said, we'll stay on the grounds. I'll get that the NDA drafted up for you and him. And yeah, then all I need him to do is just before I give him the treatment, just sign it. It just basically says, no, I won't kind of spill my beans over what's happened or whatever's discussed in the room.
Of course, and would everyone obviously here would need to sign this as well?
Yeah,
to
we won't
confirm.
let anyone know.
Especially if you're writing a thesis on this, that is.
We'll sign a different one that we give to you, and
okay,
then we take the imprint copy. But I need to keep the original that he signs, just because.
No, of course.
For my personal waterbender healer insurance.
Honestly, I appreciate it. I appreciate what you're offering to do. He wouldn't ever admit, but he is getting on in his years, and I think honestly he may have been at the point where he was looking to look towards a successor possibly, and there's plenty in the church that would jump at that opportunity, but I think it personally better if the man himself continues with what he's doing. He's probably the most learned of all of us here.
Yeah, well,
but I'll speak with him, and I'll get see if I can get an audience sorted for you. If you'd like to wait in the grounds, in the meantime.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Let us know. Cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Walks off once again.
I guess we go back outside.
Seems that
we'll
way.
We'll go catch up with Laoban.
Yeah, see how Laoban's doing. No, she's right.
So Laoban, you've sort of been sat. I'm going to move you because you would have probably been sat sort of here in the gardens. What have you been doing while they've been in there?
Sweet fuck all. I've been having a little disassociative moment. I've not been enjoying my life.
Okay.
I'm just fucked up.
Yeah. Whilst out there, you sort of heard sort of the mumblings of the prayers of the monks. Lots of talk of cleansing fire, which isn't particularly nice, but they do it in a sort of almost sing-song melodic way, which, despite the words themselves being something of a trigger, there's also something strangely calming about it. They're all tenors, absolutely like beautiful voices. But while you're out there, yeah, Malcolm's just sort of like sat with you. Obviously, very aware that you're struggling at the moment, and sort of just, trying to be as supportive as he can. But yeah, the rest of you sort of arrive and find Laoban sort of sat on her own in the garden. Yeah.
What's up?
Hey, are we leaving anytime soon?
Probably, yeah. Once we've got we've got a plan. I don't know if we should be discussing it out in the open with all these nuns in earshot, but we've got a plan.
Okay. Alright. Did it go okay?
Yeah,
Kova's gonna do a thing.
Went pretty well. Kova's just having a break. He will be back in a second.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. I've just been sitting here and listening to the sounds, and everyone's singing. It's quite nice, actually. So it's quite calming in the grand scheme of things. So that's kind of helped, I guess.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, it's kind of peaceful.
I'm glad you're doing better.
After a few moments, Brother Lucas sort of walks down the path and arrives to where you're all assembled. Sorry to disturb you. So I have made the arrangements. Father Satoshi will be willing to speak with you. As I said, his chambers are less than orthodox. he would that obviously you make sure all documentation and everything, disclosures are signed up front.
Yes, of course.
But he'll be happy to speak with you. Will everyone be going?
Yes.
Yes. I guess so.
Brother Lucas sort of looks at Laban. Including yourself?
I guess so.
Okay, well, I'd be happy to accompany you all there. Make sure you get there, okay? I'll be in attendance as well, just to ensure that everything goes okay, and if anyone is having any troubles and struggling, I'll be on hand, okay? Sort of
That sounds perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, cool.
nods, and he leads you back through the garden towards the church. He leads you down the actual corridor through the congregation, and takes you over to this pillar over here. We haven't got you all here, but give me.
It's quite warm here.
The fire is the fire. There is a very hefty flame around you, and you can feel an intensity forming around it. I'm just going to put Laban and Brother Lucas back on there as well. Actually, whoops. And Brother Lucas runs his hand along a small pillar, and the flames begin to erupt more intensely around you. As he does so, he locks eyes with Laoban and just gives her a reassuring smile.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna like reach my hand out and see if Laoban takes it as like a comforting, we got you. It's gonna be okay.
This is these fires we're fully in control of. Don't be concerned. At that moment, the ground beneath you begins to move, and you realise that you're essentially on top of a lift device that is lowering you down into this sort of like darkened area. As you're moving downwards, you can feel sort of an intensity as a heat sort of builds around each of you, until you arrive in a sort of darkened chamber. Within it is only the distant light of a burning flame, and in front of it stands a very tired-looking Father Satoshi. Father Satoshi, these are the people I was talking to you about. This young man, and he gestures to Koba. He claims quite a few things. First of all, he claims to be a great healer, someone with a large amount of skill in various treatments. He also claims to have connections to the former Avatar. The former Avatar. Interesting. So the son of Kuruk graces our walls once again. A smile appears on his face, and you can see he's looking very pallid as he looks over to each of you. Did you enjoy my sermon today?
Yeah, it was very enlightening, I guess.
Yes. I'm quite surprised to see the son of Kuruk come here. I met with him once, many years ago. He was an interesting young man, full of enthusiasm. Yeah. I wouldn't say he was a believer, though.
I was, whilst my father was off exploring the world, I was trained by the spirit guards to the moon and what's the other spirit? The moon spirit. The moon spirit's whereabouts. So yeah.
From your garb, I feel. Do you have a proficiency in water bending?
I've spent many years training in the art of healing, and with that obviously came the knowledge of how to bend water. So yeah.
Interesting. You see, many people think that firebending and waterbending are entirely at odds with one another, but really they're two sides of the same coin. The fire that burns within and the water that the life produces, two encompassing points of the human body. The body is primarily water-based, and yet within it is a constant warmth, a burning, a heat. Without either, the human body can't flourish. It's interesting that you would come to me this day. My mind isn't what it once was. There is a particular fog. It is only thanks to my children here that I'm able to carry out my sermons. Young Lucas in particular is a very enthusiastic young man, and he has done much for me. Perhaps if you have the abilities he says you have, then I can continue my sermons myself. I wouldn't need to name a successor or... Well, I suppose I would be in your debt.
I could certainly see what I can do for you. Before we start, Lucas and I agreed that we would all sign non-disclosures.
Yes, I wanted to make sure that you weren't... obviously, given your circumstances, I didn't... It's okay. Yes.
Yep, so if we just all sign these. So what I'm going to do, this is like Corey speaking, not Kova speaking.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I've got like 2 bits of like parchment paper, I guess. And on the top...
Actually, I've got a quick idea I want to quickly swim by. Kova. Can you use your water bending to shift what the ink on the paper says?
No, because I don't want to risk that roll. So my kind of like, or Kova's plan is basically have 4 bits of paper. Obviously the first, so like they've all got the contract on, but the last, the original one of his, the one that he signs, has the extra clause in it that also basically allows us to like, gives us an invitation to the king.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is like the clause is somewhere like middle at the top. So I'm gonna like get us.
Would it not be smart just to have it on all of them, just in case he signs
No.
a different one or swaps it around?
If he reads through it and sees it, he's not going to sign it. So we're going to sign ours, and I'm just going to say this is the NDA, and then I'm just going to lift up the bit where his signature is and get him to sign it, so he won't see the extra bit.
Okay, let's go for it.
Cool.
So at this point, Brother Lucas takes the documents and starts going through them. And Father Satoshi sort of raises a quill and dabs it to get some ink, and you can see his hand is already shaking as he's trying to do so. And Satoshi sort of arranges the documents. He sort of leans in closer to them and furrows his brow. I am sorry, my eyes aren't what they used to be. Could you perhaps go through them for me, Lucas? Oh, of course, Father. I'd be happy to. And he goes through the first document for him, sort of reads out documentation, sort of the general non-disclosure agreement that you've somehow penned within this time frame.
Yeah, of course.
And he sort of nods and starts scribbling down. And he goes through each one. So I believe there's one for each one, and then a final one for Father Satoshi. Is that right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so I imagine they're all pretty much the same, though.
Yep.
And he goes through the second one, like, yes, everything seems to be in order here. And as he's signing through, he goes on to the next page. Now, how much more is there on there that you've put this extra clause in?
Like 2 lines. So there's like, if you were skimming through, you wouldn't notice it.
Okay.
It's like
so
very subtle.
Brother Lucas is looking through it.
Yeah. Can I roll to see if he notices? Or you roll to see if he
Well, I was going to ask to see if you were going to do something that could maybe distract him, or have him, what are you going to try and do to stop him from reading through it, essentially?
So,
Brother
one
Lucas,
sec-
I believe our friend Lao Ban might be interested in joining your.
No. Before all this, you said this room was it was going to be weird. It's like well, I can't remember the wording you used, but why have we not had a description of the room?
So the room itself
Orthodox,
is...
that was it.
Oh no, it's somewhat unorthodox. He is essentially sat in a very basic chamber. It's this black... there's this sort of like black background to it, and around him are like plumes of fire. He has a simple or ornamental chair that he's sat in. At a small desk, and you can see in the corner there's a very sort of well feathered bed. But yeah, this is. It seems that he literally sleeps within. Imagine, Minecraft. You know how lava physics works in Minecraft. Imagine you built like a glass room, and then there's just walls of lava around it. It's that sort of like very bright, but it's literally from fire. Around him that he is seemingly controlling.
Yeah. Okay. I've got my distraction technique.
Okay.
So I'm gonna, as he's signing and reading through, I was like, would you mind, as he's signing all these documents, helping me move the bed out from the wall a bit so I can get around the bed for him?
Oh, of course, yes, of course. And he sort of places the document back down. Roll a. There's a plead, isn't there? Essentially, I'm going to use that.
Is, yeah.
I'm going to use that as a persuasion roll. Essentially, if you can just roll that for me, please, just to see if he, if that works as a distraction. We're a mixed success. Okay, so he sort of places it down. I'm going to roll something myself.
Oh no! Oh, thank God.
Father Satoshi, Father Satoshi, as Lucas is walking away, takes that as a cue to just sign the document. So he does. He starts. He just scribbles down there. And yeah, you and Satoshi are going to sort of like move the bed out. It's not a particularly heavy bed. Probably wasn't a 2-man job, but he manages to shift it all on over. Sorry, not you and Satoshi. You and Lucas.
Yeah. I'm gonna shout over to Hiwe. Hiwe, would you mind tucking the documents in your bag for me?
Yeah, sure. While this is going on, I just want to check how Laoban's doing. Seeing so we're in a room full of
Laoban, you are
fire.
literally surrounded by like plumes of burning fire and flame all around you.
If she's not doing too well, Huey, maybe we should take her out to get some fresh air.
So
It's a bit crowded in here.
Enough.
Where do I have to go?
Because you're carrying
do
the
you
documents.
want me to go with her? I don't mind. As long as really, I probably shouldn't be here while Father Satoshi is receiving treatment. It's not really done. I don't mind. If you're not feeling okay, I can make sure that you're safely escorted to the grounds.
In all honesty, we can just be, left alone for the treatment unless you guys want to stay here. I mean, because now we've got the document signed, we've all got the NDA.
I thought the reason we signed that was because you were going to stay here.
Yeah, I was interested in the treatment, and obviously this guy for his thesis.
We're not going to discuss the rest of the health or anything or anything that was said here anyway. So we've all signed. We're all good.
No,
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Are you okay, young lady?
Not particularly, but I'll get through. It'll be alright.
If you'd like, I can walk you out to the gardens. I know
Are
it's
you
a
sure?
lot. Of course.
Thank you. I'd really appreciate that. It's been a lot for one day.
No, don't worry. Honestly, I can give you. I can show you around the gardens. I can. If you're struggling, it's a lot. I understand.
Yeah.
I'll meet you soon, Laban. Like, you take it easy.
And Taka will make you a really nice cup of calming tea. The one thing he can do.
Yeah.
We can arrange for a beverage or something if you need it as well. Cold glass of water I usually have if I'm feeling a bit nervous, but whatever helps you. Okay.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Sidebar this and say we're really shit friends. Like, I'd never do this IRL. Like, what the hell? Just completely ignoring someone experiencing a traumatic PTSD.
Yeah, leave it with a stranger. Yeah.
Even with a complete stranger of a freaking cult, as nice as he may seem.
Can I just say though, this is usually Sora's job. Like, Hiyoi and Taka definitely do not do the emotional support type thing.
No.
I think we're too amused with the lava room.
Anyway, he disappears, leading Laoban off, making sure she's sort of okay as she goes. Father Satoshi is now lying down within the bed. He winces slightly as he moves. Kova, just from a sort of cursory glance at this man, you can see that he's definitely got trouble with his movement. He seems to have trouble with his breathing ever so slightly. There's a slight wheeze.
Okay.
As he's moving onto the bed.
I'm gonna get him to lay on his back then.
Okay.
And I guess remove the top of his. I guess he's wearing a kimono.
Yeah.
Yeah. So remove like the top of his kimono so his like chest is bare.
He's got a gross old man chest.
Hey,
White
I
and hair.
perform treatment on Haruki, so
yeah. You've seen other gross old people bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
and
sure
you
that
can
would
sort
be
of
most
see,
of like his customer base as
I
well.
was gonna say that would be like my ideal client.
Interestingly enough, however, you don't see much in the way of scar tissue on him. Despite his age, it doesn't look like much as he's doesn't look like he's lived a life of conflict. Not even a slightest burn. Largely unblemished.
Okay.
So can you describe to me what you're doing?
So I'm presuming there's like a pail of water already there.
Yeah.
For me. Or can we just rewind and I ask thingy for a pail of water?
Yeah, there would have been water provided.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm
gonna say 2 drops of my spirit water into the pail.
Okay.
Dip my hands in. I'm gonna say presumably because I've left it near the glass, or he's whoever, what's his name? Not Blake.
Lucas.
Yeah, has left it near the glass. It's gonna be like a tepid warm temperature.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm guessing. So I dip my hands in, coat my hands in water using like water bending, and very, very gently put my hands on his chest and kind of start my way there and like soothe the lungs.
So before like Kova has to roll or anything, I'm gonna offer my help because that's an actual action. So basically, I mark a fatigue, and Kova gets +1 to any of their rolls.
Excellent. Okay, that's good.
Is that rely on skills? Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna have you do a rely on skills check just to see how this first part of this procedure goes. So you're focusing sort of on his breathing and everything.
Yeah.
Sort of like
around the lungs. Yeah. So +1 to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. +1. Ugh.
Okay, so with a 9 on a mixed success, you bring your hands across his chest, and the water sort of permeates the skin, and you begin to sort of guide it throughout his body. Now, the lungs are a very delicate organ, and you get almost a sense of the outline of these lungs as you're manipulating the water through it, and you can feel that there's slight scar tissue within the lungs itself. Though this man doesn't have many scars outside, there's a lot of damage inside.
Interesting. Okay.
There's also elements of sort of ash and tar build-up, possibly from all the fire that he's constantly around. So you can see that this damage is probably largely self-inflicted. Using it, you manage to sort of manipulate the water into his lungs, which for a moment causes him to and you strike through. In doing so, you sort of arch your own body. You do take a point of fatigue from this as you sort of concentrate heavily trying to control it, and out of his mouth comes like what you're controlling as a ball of sort of black sludge, which then sort of just on his front. But in doing so, his breathing clears like immensely.
Okay.
And his eyes sort of widen more than at a sudden new influx of oxygen that he's receiving. That was incredible. Oh. Thank you.
Of course. You just try and relax. We'll clean this up and then we'll continue. I'm guessing there's a cloth nearby. I'm just presuming all this.
You should get one of your assistants to do it, you know.
Taka, could you grab me a cloth?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks. Cool. I wipe the sludge off, and then or get him to wipe the sludge off as I've still got the water on my hands. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to be like, this may startle you, but just try not to arch your back too much. And I'm basically going to go for his like intercostals and his ribs.
Ooh, okay.
And yeah, I know, I'm really hoping I don't fail this. And so basically, because now his lungs and like have been cleared, obviously the stress that he's going to have put on his lungs is going to have affected his intercostals and his diaphragm. So I'm going to try and go there to see, just to kind of see what I can do in terms of kind of relaxing them a bit more so they're not so tight all the time.
Okie dokie. Sounds good. Yeah, okay.
Sounds good in theory. Whether it actually happens is another...
This trauma center episode's great. Let's
do I still get a +1, or was that for the...
yeah, no, it's for all rolls.
Oh, nice.
I think. Let me just...
Yeah, double check. I mean, it's still technically the same, like, we're in the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it just says mark 1 fatigue to give a +1 to their roll after the roll is done.
Oh.
I'd say you'd probably need to do another one if it's...
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Don't worry about it if you're fatigued.
That's fine.
I can use my free once per session free comfort and support to mark that fatigue off. Hue. I'm rubbing her shoulders as she's doing it, like, you know, like in a boxer's ring.
You're rubbing.
I'm the one running around getting water and rags and shit, and Taka's just
Hue,
like,
you can do it.
You got this.
You've been a hype man on the side.
I'm just trying to ignore the chaos behind me. Okay.
So yeah, you can clear 2 fatigue, Hue.
Nice.
So, seeing as you got a full success, I'd like you to describe sort of what you're doing with this then.
Okay, so I whilst Taka or whoever's like wiped the sludge off, I'm doing like a surgeon does when they don't touch anything, like having my hands up as they're covered in water. And then I stand up and kind of like bend over him. My hands going either side of his kind of his pecs / like where his ribs are. And as the water touches, I guess I feel him jerk a little bit, and then I kind of pulsate the water and like rub up and down, like not, my hands aren't actually touching his ribs, but just the water is. And I'm kind of like feeling each like intercostal as I go around the ribs, making sure, like trying to basically massage them, but just using the water to do that with a bit of pressure, and trying to kind of loosen them and make them not as like tight and strained.
So you feel, as you're doing this, you feel the somewhat knotted muscles begin to sort of relax, and this man, again, you can tell he hasn't lived a particularly strenuous life, but he's still quite old, and he, especially as he spends a lot of time in bed, outside of his sermons, it appears that there's even some level of muscle degradation from this, but you manage to sort of stimulate these muscles a little bit as well, which is at first a little uncomfortable for him, but given your control of that, you manage to sort of not necessarily numb the pain, but almost bypass the nerves with that. And as he relaxes, the muscles seem to relax, and this stimulation that you're doing, it's not a quick fix. It's not something that will repair it, but it definitely soothes a lot of the pain, and it's definitely a step towards getting him back into a more sort of active state from how he is.
Yeah. So I take my hands back off and put the water back into the pail. And I guess I just ask him, are there any more areas of concern for you? Other than your breathing?
There is one last area. And he
happy ending.
He gestures down to his feet, and his feet he's wearing a pair of shoes. From it looks like that what you first thought was socks.
Oh no.
He pulls off the shoes, and you can see that they're actually bindings.
Oh no.
And he pulls them away, and underneath his feet are absolutely scarred, with just burns and blisters.
I'm quite taken aback by this, and look at Taka and Hiaway and like side eye them and like, don't say anything, like please don't. Knowing what Taka's like.
I don't expect you to be able to.
What's with the binding?
My feet have been this way since I was a young man, so...
Is this part of the religion? Or is this just...
Are they like what Chinese people do, where they bind their feet so much that they like end up looking like hands almost?
No, not quite, no.
Oh.
It's more that he's got like just serious burns that it looks like that they were never allowed to heal, essentially.
Oh, okay, so like all kind of... Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
almost trench footy then.
Yeah, they're in a bit of a state. There's flesh on there that is necrotic.
Lovely. Okay, I'm gonna ask Hiwe to help me move the bucket of water to the end, and ask her to tie a clean cloth around my face so I can actually inspect the feet, because I ain't doing that without my nose covered.
Yeah, valid.
Yeah, I happily help out.
And I give a quick like thanks to Hiwe, and go at it with my hands and water and stuff, and hope that I can heal some of the necrotic.
Okay.
I will say that I'm gonna use a lot more water this time, so the water's kind of up to my elbow.
Yeah.
Like coated like a sleeve. And just I'm gonna give him a forewarning, like this is gonna really hurt. So if you wouldn't mind like trying to hold him down a bit.
I am not unfamiliar with pain.
Living with feet like that, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I'm really sorry, but this is gonna hurt. But hopefully it will feel better for you after. Cool. Can I get a help for this? Because I'm really worried that I'm gonna fail it.
Nah, you got it.
Oh. Fine, I'll just put myself in fatigue for you.
I mean,
Even after you punched me.
Taka cleared like 2 of your
One.
fatigue.
No, just
So we
the
cleared
one.
2.
No, it was 2. I can clear 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
alright
the
then.
two fatigue or a
then
condition.
I'll allow it. Alright there. Yeah, I'll help out again.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Give me
Oh,
that.
No, that was for the plus 1. Taka, can you help me?
I mean, Taka's confused as why we're still here. As soon as we had that signature, we could have just left.
Ain't gonna leave an old man in pain.
I
Can
mean,
you
he's
help
running a
me?
cult where he maims people. I'm happy to not help him.
Okay. So at this point, you have. Honestly, you're looking at these feet and you don't know where to start. There is burnt, blackened flesh. There is raw red skin. And there is just scar tissue built around that. And you try to navigate, and your mind tells you that you need to excise the dead flesh, first of all. So you rest your hands down, and then with almost a slicing motion, cut through the skin. The man does not make a noise, but you feel his entire body tense. His jaw clenches. His fists are tightly pressed together, and as his knuckles go white. But he holds on as pieces of skin drop off. Blood begins to ooze around there. What do you do?
Oh no, am I really going to be subjected to this again? I can't have Taka cauterize the wound when his feet are covered in burns. Like, I can't do that to the poor man.
Hey,
You
it's
can
all
have
your
another
you
go
do
at
whatever
trying
you
to
want.
treat
I'm
it.
just gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna try again. I can't. If
Suppose I have any miracle cream?
Literally. I wish I did. Wait! Go away! Stop being such a little shit. Sorry. I've meant to mute the mic then. I've totally forgot to mute the
Was that directed to Taka?
yeah.
Yeah, literally. Sorry, it's been a little shit souping. Okay, I'm gonna. Oh, that is not the right one. Rely on your skills. Oh, thank God. Cool.
At this point, you realize you kind of made a mess of this, and you can see the cuts and scratches in there. You've basically cut through all the skin, and you can see muscle. But with that,
no.
you.
Oh no.
But you grit your teeth as you place your hands almost directly onto these feet now, and the water sort of combines with the bloodied area as the skin begins to close and the wounds begin to heal around it, and all of the gross, horrible flesh is gone, and there's just a very thin layer of fairly scarred skin at the base of his feet. And you can tell that they definitely look a lot better than they did before. But it will take, again, some time for this to recover. And he would probably need to have some bed rest to allow his or to keep off his feet in general, to allow the base of his feet to heal properly.
I'm gonna relay that to him and be like, look, I get that you do your sermons, but you can't, you can't keep going on like this. You need to let your feet heal. Otherwise, you'll be choosing a successor as sooner than you thought. I'm gonna be blunt.
Give me a plead roll.
Oh, why do you make me do this?
It's kind of been your show today, so
Horrible. I hate it. I'm not too bad.
He thinks on it for a moment and grits his teeth. fire is... It is there to cleanse away the sins of our forebearers and our own personal sins as well. With each son and daughter I bring into this church, I inflict pain upon them, and it is unfair for that pain to only be inflicted upon them. But I understand what you're saying. I focus my feet because as a child, that was where I was first inflicted. But no, perhaps there is something else I can do with it. I know. I very much appreciate what you have done for me today.
Yeah, of course.
If there is anything the church can do for you, we are within your debt.
I look at Taka and Hiwe and be like, well, there is one thing. Our friend and one of the group that we've been traveling with, they desperately need an audience with the Earth King. And one of the original reasons we wanted to come and see you was to get your signature to actually, have an audience with him.
With the young king.
The very young king.
Yes, he is rambunctious, to say the least.
That's one word for it. But yeah, we were hoping that, if nothing else, that you'd be able to provide this. And also some information as to how Bano, I think it is, links to your organisation, if he has any.
Bano, he is we get quite a few of the nobility that are drawn to us. I believe in a lot of cases they misunderstand the words of our order. You see, when the cleansing fire comes, as we believe it will burn all of those that are still rife with the sins of man, and that is the sins of evil, of corruption. It doesn't mean that those who are of nobility will be spared. It is that those who have lived good lives, have lived as good, wholesome people, they will be the ones that will be spared the flame. But nobility have the way of bending these religions. They make their own interpretations. That is not what I preach, but it is what they hear. We're not a cult. We're not here to drag people away from the lives that they live. Those that are here of their own free will, and those that have accepted the flame, they have done that because they truly believe. People like Bano, I fear people like the young man Makoto, who we brought into our order today. They come here thinking that by being part of this church, they can be something more, they can be something. But we teach them that is not the case. Once we have the scars, we're all the same. We're all equal, walking under the same burning banner. Does that make sense to you?
Somewhat, I guess. Yeah.
I understand you may not be believers yourself, but I would that you not judge our order. We only do what we can to see that as many can be scared the flame if and when it comes.
Clover notices he says if in the sentence and breathes a very, very subtle sigh of relief.
He reaches for some parchment and begins writing and starts scribbling down a few things and passes over a sheet to you, ink still wet. This document will act as my recommendation. I believe you are good people. If you were to want to, I would more than happily bring you into the fold of our order, but understand it may not be for you yourself.
I think we'll pass.
No, of course. But I believe you
So-
have the character worthy of this.
If it wouldn't be too much trouble, could we ask for one more thing? This is our friend Shoto. He's doing a thesis on your religion.
Yes, I was just listening into all of that. That was eye-opening, honestly. Very interesting. Yes.
May he speak with you for a while? If you're feeling up to it. I know it would mean the world for him and his thesis.
He's a big
I had
fan.
a-
Suppose that is for the young man of medicine, isn't it? He says, smiling at Clover. Do you think I'd be okay to do that, or would I need to rest?
I mean, we can go and we're gonna, I think, make our move now. Anyway, so we could go and get, shit, I keep wanting to call him Blake. Lucas. We can go and get Lucas, and if that's all right with you, you can speak to him until Lucas gets back, and then. But I must insist after then that you do rest.
Of course, I would be more than happy to.
Cool.
Oh, thank you. That's it's an honor, honestly. Thank you all. And he sits down next to him.
Just
In
like,
the mean-
thanks for the popcorn, dude. Right.
Yeah. Good luck. For your thesis.
My favorite
See you
thing is we
later.
made a friend at the university, and everyone here is friends with him apart from Sora.
Oh my god! Yeah.
We all officially have more friends at the university than Sora does.
Oh no.
Okay, what we're going to do now, just before you guys sort of head back, we're going to cut back to Laoban. Laoban, you've been taken to the gardens by Brother Lucas, who is he's sat down next to you. And he's sort of he's sort of looking sort of absent-mindedly around at the other monks who are still deep in song. Do you have any idea what it was that... I know you said you don't quite remember what happened to you. Was it something recent, or is it something from your past?
I have no recollection of most things apart from the most recent things. I woke up somewhere a couple of weeks ago and everything was gone from my mind, and it was only within the last 2 weeks, I think, that I've remembered all of this, and I just... there was a fire, and I had to help out, and it brought back everything.
I understand. Lucas rolls up his sleeve. And on his arms you can see an extensive burn all the way up through his arms. As a child, there was a very large fire in our house. It took the lives of my mother and father and my younger sister. This fire spread all throughout the house, and I didn't know what to do. I froze up. My body wouldn't move. It was a bender of fire that managed to retrieve me from the burning building. Father Satoshi, specifically, managed to... That used to be the sort of man he was. He would do what he could to help out the little people. But following that, for years afterwards, what I see in your face right now is what I saw in myself. That immense, immeasurable fear. The burning ash, the heat of the flames. But I eventually learned to accept that it was just a part of me. No, I'm not a firebender. I'm not someone that can manipulate the elements in any way. I'm just a regular person. Well, very scarred mentally person, I guess, but I'm just a regular person. The flames I see now are more a part of who I am, and the scars are there to remind that I am one with the flames. This event in your past, this traumatic event, I think you'll one day be able to move past it. I know you will. It's not going to be something that happens immediately. It took me years to work through, and if you're only just gathering these memories now, then I imagine these are very fresh memories, and there might be a lot of trauma there that is locked up. But you seem like a strong person. You walked in with your friends today. You faced off with these flames. And if you do need any guidance, or if you do need any assistance, these doors are always open. We're always here.
Thank you. I really do appreciate that, and thank you for telling me your story as well. That can't have been easy for you.
Not at all. I'm not here to try and bring you into our order or anything like that, of course. I don't want you to think that of us. That's not how we are. Everyone that joins our order they come of their free will. They come because that is what they want to do. But if you do ever want to visit this place just to get a feeling of perspective, or just to, even if you just need to talk, we're here, okay?
Thank you. That really does mean a lot to me.
Around this point, the rest of you have made your way back through. I better put you guys back on the map.
Did you script that monologue?
No?
What the hell? I had to tear it up. I was like, oh my god.
No joining this fictional cult allowed.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that would make me want it. I was like, oh my god.
I'm sorry, but you need both of your eyes in working order.
It's a very good call.
Oh, that really got me.
There you go, guys. So you're now back out and about.
Hey.
Over here.
We got 2 whole signatures from one person. Do you reckon that'll count, or do we still need to get 2 more?
I mean, I'm just glad that we didn't actually need to deceive him. Like, I'm glad that we actually...
I mean, I was happy to run out at the moment we got that second signature. Well, that first signature. I wasn't really a fan of helping the cult that burns people's eyes out.
I mean,
hey, like, they choose to do it.
Yeah, the red one doesn't seem as sketchy as what Banner and all the nobles seem to think. So I'm thinking we have a solid ally. If
I mean, he's still going to be burning people's eyes out.
He didn't burn their eyes out.
Taka is very conflicted here.
I mean, Taka's injured a lot of people himself.
Yeah, you want to talk, Taka.
Only some of those were intentional, and that's because they were shooting at me.
I mean, what about the guy whose leg you cauterized / burnt off?
I mean, we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about cauterizing.
As far as he's aware, that happened in the fire of the building.
Yeah, cool. Anyway, let's go check on Laban.
Cool. So yeah, Laban's in the garden with brother Lucas. Yeah. Oh, are you all done now?
Yeah, I believe you're also needed again in the presence of your.
Oh, of course.
Left
Well-
our friend there to interview.
Yeah, he's asking a few questions. He'll be done soon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hey, can
did
you
they-
make sure that he gets some rest? I get the feeling he's not going to be the type to easily just take a day
of
off.
course. I mean, to be honest, he wants to get as many sermons out as he can, but I think that might have been because he felt that he might not have had a lot of time. But the procedure gone well?
Yeah, seemed to. I don't know if you knew much about his condition, but yeah,
Kept it quiet, but I noticed things. Certainly.
Yeah, we helped him out, and you might find him. Let's just say you might find him walking a bit easier, and not getting out as out of breath as much.
I really appreciate it, honestly.
No,
You've
of course.
done a great service for our church.
He's lucky to have you as a friend.
Thank you. Laban, I'll bid you goodbye. If you, as I said before, if you do need anything from us, doors are always open to you.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you for everything.
Not at all.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for
So-
keeping an eye on her.
Not at all. He gives you all a smile and heads off into the distance. Gone.
Laoban, we got one of the letters.
Yep, and I
Oh,
want to be the first to
no.
apologise for being such shit friends. I hope you're I hope you're genuinely okay.
I'll be fine. It's in the past. It's we've got
I
one
know,
of the
but-
letters. We just need to focus on the other two now.
As a
Yeah,
wise
Sora-
old monkey,
Sora
as a
won't be
wise
mad at
old
us.
monkey says, as a wise old monkey says, the past can hurt. I don't know what that's a reference from, but somehow I know it.
I don't think Disney exists in this universe.
I don't know where I know it from, but I know
And
it.
only Nickelodeon.
Wow.
So what are you guys doing now then?
I believe the CEO of Platypus Bear was next on our list, where we're gonna feign handing
Well,
over an actual
I'm-
Platypus Bear cub.
Yep, but first I'm gonna, as it's time to go to bed. It's
Yeah, I was gonna
evening,
say.
I guess. So I'm
It
gonna
is-
say
it is
back
drawing
to
to
the
an
Turtle
end.
Duck Dorm to get some rest and allow Laoban to actually try and get some sleep.
So that's our
I know.
plan for tomorrow then.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you're heading back
sounds
to
good.
the Turtle Duck dorm.
Don't forget to get all the animals from the stable.
Yeah.
Nah, fuck him.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, yeah, don't do that. You're right.
Cool. Oh. Okay. So they just magically appear. Oh, they did. I'm just gonna say
Teleport.
that I whistled.
They came bounding over.
Yeah.
Perry the platypus bear tackled Huye to the ground. Started aggressively licking your face. Just...
I just allow it to happen and give him all the smushies like, oh, you're so cute.
Okay, we'll take you guys back to the Turtle Duck Dorm. Okay, so you guys, arrive back at the Turtle Duck Dorm, where we will leave that part of. Outside the gates of Ba Sing Se, two figures walk, followed by a cart. Two very familiar-looking figures. As they reach the entrance of the walled city, they see a large queue of people. Well, shit, Blake says, staring up over at them. Yeah, it looks like we're probably going to be waiting here a little while. We should... do we got like a merchant's fast pass or something? I feel like that should be something we have, right? I don't think that would be something readily available. Well, you're really working on that lisp, aren't you? What lisp are you talking about, Blake?
Oh.
Yeah, sounds still sounds really weird and forced. You're going to have to try and work on that. I am trying my hardest. Okay? Yeah, still sounds really forced. You do sound a good bit better, comes a voice from the cart as Haruki plops out onto the ground. Oh, I have not been to Ba Sing Se in such a long time. What are we waiting for? We've got to wait. There's a queue of people. Oh, who cares about queues? He steps forward. Excuse me, sir. Yeah? How long have you been waiting? I've been waiting approximately 6 hours to get it. Oh, that's so sad. Someone so young, having to wait in a line. I could only imagine how hard it would be for a weak old woman. In this blaring heat under the sun. Would you like to? Well, yes, I'd love to go in front of you. Thank you, dearie. The man steps aside and lets her forward. Oh, my aching bones. Oh, I think I can see the light. Oh, so fatigued. Oh, it's so hot out here. Move! As they arrive at the gate, the Earth Kingdom soldiers step out in front of them. Excuse me, we are only letting people through that have the official... We have all the documentations you need, you little nincompoop, she says, squaring up to the guard. We would need to probably go through any documentations you... We have all the documentations, right? Blake, give me the documentation. Yeah, I've got some of the documentations here. And he passes them on over. Okay, so we've got Haruki. I'm assuming that's you, ma'am. Of course it is. Yes. We've got a Blake. Yeah, that's me. And we have a Dong. Yes, that is me.
Dong.
Interesting name. It is a family name. Yeah, real popular family name, Blake says, suppressing a smirk. It is not what I would have chosen for myself, Scylla says, glaring at Blake. But we play the hands we are dealt, do we not? I imagine we do. What is your business in Ba Sing Se? Well, I am just here for pleasure, Haruki says, smiling coyly at the guard, who suppresses a shudder. We're actually thinking of diversifying our business, Blake says, thinking very quickly on his feet. You see, my father owns a shop back at Ember Island. We are tea sellers. Do you guys like tea? Yeah, tea's all right. Yeah, you guys like tea. Everyone likes tea. Who doesn't like tea? Anyway, we have the finest jasmine tea imported from Ember Island, along with an array of different types of teas, all the different types of teas. Any type of tea you could think of, like jasmine and all the different types of teas, all of them. And you see, so we are looking to improve our own enterprise and also, benefit the people of Ba Sing Se. Lots of people who could really just absolutely benefit from all of this. Ba Sing Se! Yep. What was that? Nothing. I'm just really excited about Ba Sing Se! Yeah. Just really, really excited to be here. Okay. As long as you're aware and you sign all the proper documentations, we should be able to let you on through. And they go through, leafing through the documents, and past them back to them. At which point Scylla lets out a very heavy sigh of relief as the doors clink open and they are let inside the walls of Ba Sing Se. And that is where we will leave today's